Hello students, this is a lesson on identifying variables and variable expressions in a word problem, defining them, writing an equation, and then solving and checking the equation. So I start out with a word problem. This is in our textbook. It's number 6-95A if you wanted to look in the textbook with me. And it states a person's height is positively associated with his or her arm span. And the arm span is the distance between the ends of the fingertips as arms are held out on each side of the body. So this part right here, this is our situation. There's no math here, it's just kind of describing what the equation will be about and kind of letting us know we're going to be talking about height and we're going to be talking about arm span. Now we get to the problem. One of the tallest men in history had an arm span measuring 7 inches more than his height. There's that signal word more, it usually means addition. So 7 inches more than his height. So it looks to me like height is going to be important, may even be our variable, we'll see. The combined total of his arm span and height was 221 inches. So this 221, that's our total. Combined total, arm span and height. And the question that we need to answer is, how tall was this man? And this word tall goes along with height. We want to know what his height was. How tall was he? So it looks like what we don't know is his height. That's what we want to find out. So that will be our variable. So his height in inches, height in inches is going to be our variable, and let's just call it h. Okay? Now let's see what other information we have. We see his arm span was 7 inches more than his height. So arm span is equal to his height plus 7 inches. And we see that his arm span and his height, so the arm span plus his height is equal to 221 inches. So now I can write my equation. So I want his arm span, which is h plus 7. It's his height plus 7 more inches. And I want his height, which we're just calling h. And both of these together equal 221 inches. So now I want to solve for h. I've defined it. H is his height in inches. So I have 2 h's. I collect my like terms, plus 7. And this is equal to 221. I want to isolate my variable, get my h by itself. So I need to make a zero pair here. I ask myself, what do I add to 7 to make a zero pair? And 7 plus negative 7. So I'm going to add negative 7 to both sides. This makes a zero pair. So I have 2 h's equal 221 minus 7, let's see. 11 minus 7 is 4. 214. So 2 times what gives me 214. Another way to look at it is, what is 1/2 of 2 h's? What is 1 out of 2 h's? And so my h is going to equal 107. So his height is 107 inches. I want to write a sentence, a complete sentence about that. This man was 107 inches tall. I do want to check this, however. So I have, let's see, he was 107 in his height. His arm span was his height plus 7 inches, so that would be 114. That's adding 7 to that. And that would give me 221 inches total, which matches, so it checks. And that's how you find your variable expression. You write an equation, and you solve it, and you write your answer. I hope this was helpful. Yeah.